Greetings, traveler. I talked to you about all these game design topics and ways to improve the various things that we do in the games industry. And I do all this before releasing my next game to have something concrete to talk about based on examples. Why do I do that? My name is Xanthos. I've been working in the games industry for over 10 years now. And the reason why in this podcast series I talk about all these topics without having a concrete game to show for my examples is because I find the process of having a plan and how to form a plan to achieve a certain goal way more interesting than achieving a certain goal and then looking backwards to see what we did right and what we did wrong. In other words, when you have a successful company that has infinite money and lots of successful products and so on, it seems like it happened overnight. It seems that nobody knew them, and one day they just became super popular and super rich and everybody loves them. There is a huge mystery around how their success happened, why it happened, and what they did to make it happen. Talking about what they did after the fact wouldn't be very interesting, or it wouldn't be very insightful. However, talking about the plan and how you formed it and how you executed it, and then seeing what results that plan yielded, it has a much better way of showing you the process that it took to create the outcome of the plan. And it's free from the survivorship bias of explaining something after it's successful or it's not successful. So when I talk about these game design topics, of course, I have my past experience working in the industry, but I want to document the process of how I'm thinking about things, how I'm designing every part of the game, why I think something is a better idea than something else when it comes on how to design something, and whether these things will have the desired outcome or not is left to be seen. That's the exciting part. If all the concepts I talk about are on point, then what we'll make is going to be successful. And if they're not, it's not going to be successful. So we'll know what process led to the success or non-success of the part. And if you want a little hint about what's cool about this process is that, well, let's say that a game is not successful. What happens most of the time is the company will release it and they will see the reaction of the public, and if it's not earning enough money quick enough, they will usually shut down the game or let go of all the development team and so on. That's not the approach I'm taking with my next game. I'm doing a completely different design methodology, and I'm approaching it from a super different development angle. If you're interested in that, please let me know down below, and I'll do a video to explain what this methodology is. But the important part for this conversation is that success or not success does not exist in a binary way, at least not for the way we're developing our game. So it's more of a process of understanding what is good and what is less good about the game, and incrementally improving the game and having a way to have a runway long enough to be able to improve the game and delight our players over time, rather than having a one-off release and it either is or is not successful enough. That process is much more interesting for me. There's many games that have existed for many years, and suddenly after year 5 or after year 10, something happened that clicked and then they became successful. So looking at those games as examples was inspiring for me. And that's not to say that something needs to take 10 years to become successful, but that process of reviewing and actively improving each aspect of the game is way more interesting for me than doing a one-off release and it either works or it doesn't work. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and as always, have fun.